Alright. So, more ways that would have filled the canal with water flowing in from the other side there. Sources to draw water, but that was always a problem in their thing. And in the previous video I said if I had Joe here with me I would have stopped at Grace's Diner for breakfast, but I decided to stop after I did the memory card and stuff all repaired, so I did have breakfast there. In spite of not having Joe with me. Okay, over the railroad bridge. Into the next section. A guy turning on a bike. Some evidence of the canal down there. Not any water because it's all been filled in. It's all been filled in because this section here would have been lost anyhow when they put in the highway down the road. So the highway itself in that section would get filled in. So a lot of this water had to be diverted. And believe me, it's all diverted down the road toward the original source they're really stealing it from. The Quinnipiac River. I knew these two things had to tie together at some point, and in this area greatly they tie together. If you go further down the road, which I already did in the previous, prior to this, in the video I lost, says that's what happens. There's a bend there, and they were stealing it from that river, from the Quinnipiac. All these sources now go back to the Quinnipiac through sewage and stuff underground. Which I'll give you a further explanation when I go back to doing the Quinnipiac Trail, how that affected things down in the North Haven end, okay? I didn't notice there's broken rail over here before we passed by, but as you can see, it's been broken for quite a while. I didn't notice it. Okay. I'm going to walk up here to these buildings right here. Well, right now there's a train station right there. The Milldale train station, which is part of Southington. It's a town in Southington. Bunch of cackling women over there. Trying to walk up to this next building. And then I'll probably drive up the street, do a little bit more of this right now. But that's about all we're going to get for this week. Unfortunately, because of all the footage I lost. I had walked way down this trail earlier. So I had a lot of footage. And I had footage from the Quinnipiac Trail from the other day. But I've lost the memory card when I was switching them out because too much memory was getting full on that memory card. And I had it laying on my lap, and I realized when I got up to go get breakfast. And I thought I lost it in that parking lot, but evidently not. And I went back there and it's not there. I didn't think I got out of the car beforehand, but I just looked over here where I reparked, and I don't see it in that area either. And a little black memory card, I don't think anybody would have saw it to pick it up. Still a lot of bikes on this route. And once again, I'm back at the Clark Brothers Bolt Company. Over from 1854 to 19, I think that thing says 57. Milldale, Connecticut. That's a pretty large company too. All right, now, as I told you, you have the road here, you can definitely see that highway right there, they would have had to totally fill that area in where the canal was. At that point, that effectively ended, you know, all where the canal could be. In other words, there was all rail trail left in here, is all there was. Right. So that was the only evidence left the canal would have been off to this side right here. This would have been where the canal would have been. If I walk back a little further down there, you would see where the bend of the Quinnipiac River comes into play, and all of the water was diverted back to the Quinnipiac River. All the money that was stolen would have originally went to the Quinnipiac River in that direction, but it was being stolen by the canal over here. I mean, there we have Big Red, and we have evidence of, again, buildings that would have been built during the time period of the rail line running through here, just past these trees. But I guess I got a little impatient there to show them to you. I could have just waited till they were freely unobstructed, but it was all, if you ask me, that looks like a grain facility. You see the silos in the back of it there. That definitely would have been a grain facility. Not what it is now. It's an automotive repair place over there, but part of it would have been. Don't ask what the rest of it's used on, if anything. And coming up over here, like I said, I'll show you. Actually, I can see evidence of the Quinnipiac River right over there. I'm not going to walk all the way, but the Quinnipiac River is right there. See that? So all this water here, let me show you down here, that they would have been using for the canal, right? Watch. All of it. Which was being stolen and blocked off by different locks on this canal. Right? All of it. All of it. Ends up going back through underground sources to the Quinnipiac River, where it originally would have went in the first place. Now watch, watch. See it? See it? I was actually flowing better earlier after those days of rain, but all that water goes back to the Quinnipiac River now. You can see where trains would have went straight through there. There would have been a spur over there. I'm going to explain where the clever it is, though, where it backfired just a little in the fact, okay, when you created the canal, and then you stopped using it, and you let the water go back to its original source, things at the other end had adverse conditions, okay? Adverse conditions. One of those conditions was you created a higher swamp area in the North Haven area, is what you did, because now all the water goes back to the Quinnipiac River, so it needed a larger basin for the water that was being stolen and being used. This is my hypothesis, but it's a pretty good hypothesis. I hate to tell you that. I'm almost positive it had that effect. And if I keep going, I'm sure I'll find more sources of water that go back to that Quinnipiac River over there, instead of in this canal. Now, there was another parking zone I had right there. I could have parked right there. Hopefully I pulled into a legal place. It said something about parking for the walking trail, well, the biking trail, so as long as I can go there, I'm all right. See? More drainage right here, which went out in the canal, now goes back to the Quinnipiac River. Exactly where it goes. And this looks like it's being used some sort of power plant now. That's what it looks like this building is being used as. Unless they're still manufacturing grain, I don't know. Could be. Hopefully I'm holding the candle a little more steady. And this is about where I walked to before in the original thing. Before I ran out of memory, I was going to go a little bit further, and then I was going to call it a day. But there, we start to get evidence back of the canal being here. See? See? See, there's the canal back. Is that a rail down there too? Oh no, it's wood. It's wood. But that's evidence of the canal right there. Like I said, it doesn't have the source of water. It's all being diverted back. Oh, something here. Back to the Quinnipiac River. Okay, the canal. Again with backfill though. You see it, it's there. It's there now, see? Some of it was covered up, backfilled. Okay. There's proof that it was there. Somehow these people are going to think it's weird because I leapfrogged them. I drove ahead of them. They were going the other way, but I had to make up lost time for my miscue. Okay, that way. I think they manufacture steel over here. That might have went back to the rail time too. Some people. Okay. Once again, we did a dry spell, but like I said, there's just they had trouble with the canal holding enough water to start with when you fill it, which some filled deliberately, some just time has refilled it in because they took the source of water away, like I said, and diverted it all back to the Quinnipiac River. Some storm damage over here though, from one of the storms. Like I said, there's no some interesting butterfly seats there. A building that probably would have been set in that time frame. Not the one over here though. This would not be in that time frame. This would be. These type buildings go back to the rail. And you can see where they completely covered it in over here. I mean, they filled it. And sent the water back the other way. That's what they did. All right. See, this is Quinnipiac River. The canal was right over there. They were stealing water from the Quinnipiac River, diverting it. Now it appears we're going to go through a quarry. Of course, needed major amounts of landfill. So, whoa, what the heck? That's weird. You're marking the canal right there. It would have been in there. It would have been in that mess right there. That's where it would have been. In all that mess. These buildings were definitely set up for train. Then it became truck. At one point, you probably had both going through. At one point in time. This filled it all in. Like I said, though, the effects of filling it in would be felt at the other end. Because the water that you were diverting from the Quinnipiac River, right, lessened its flow for a time period. But then when you filled it all back in, it increased the flow of the Quinnipiac River, which is right over there. So that is why Bantam Street got flooded. The effects of what one city did on another city. I think time would have done it anyhow. It would have refilled itself. Okay, that's what I think. Here is your main theft of water right here from this canal. They were stealing clearly from the Quinnipiac River. Clearly. Canal would have went that way. That's cute. That is so cute. I'm almost willing to bet the canal went right through that building. I'm willing to bet on it. Went right through this old building right here. Which I'm sorry, I'm not one of those vloggers who's going to go inside this building to verify any of that for you, but too hard to get to a window. If I could get to a window, I would check it. But I'm almost positive it went through this building. I can't really see in the windows there. I'm positive of this. It went right through the building, okay? Right, I'm sure it went right through that building. I wonder if there's a door on the other side. That would verify it. Hang on a second. Ah, fudge. Look, look, come on. I'm betting it was underneath all that. I'm betting on it. How it would have done that? That is, the building is built over, but why would they kept the opening? Because they wanted it closed down. Okay, here's where I missed the entrance to go back in. All right. So now I know where I have to go when I come back. All right. All right, that's it for this adventure. Catch you next adventure. As always, please like, subscribe, and share. Treat everybody with kindness, and I will catch you next week.